Okay, well, speaking of the think tank, welcome back to this week's think tank, where we will be learning about sharks. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so let's get to our flashcards and learn some new vocabulary before we get going here. All right, so if you can go ahead and unmute so we can interact a little bit here. So the first word is opportunistic. Can you say that word? Opportunistic. So being opportunistic means you're taking advantage of a particular situation. So for example, in the shark world, the mako shark takes advantage of the work that fishermen have done. They go in and they attack the fish that the fishermen have caught in their nets. So they're taking an opportunity there. So they are opportunistic. And the next word is solitary. Can you say that word?
Solitary.
What is solitary? Solitary is being alone. How many of you have ever played the card game called Solitaire? It means you're playing all by yourself, alone. You're not having the company of others. Rostrum. So on this rostrum, there's a shark called a rostrum shark, and the rostrum is the pointed snout at the anterior end, and this tapered tip at the anterior end helps overcome water resistance while the shark is swimming. The eyes are prominent in sharks and are very similar to the eyes of man. So this is one type of shark. Another type of shark, the ornate wobbegong. This is a species of carpet shark that lives in Australia and possibly other countries in the Western Pacific Ocean. It's colored golden brown, yellow, green, and bluish gray, and it grows to about 2.0 to 2.5 meters. All right. Okay, time for our song. And I know you know this song, so you can sing along if you like.
Dance along as well.
And dance along, get some moves. You guys ready to move around a little bit? You can stand up if you want. So this is a song and dance. Losing track. Here we go, here we go. That was fun. I saw some of you out there dancing. Nice work.
They glide through the water.
Take a look at a National Geographic on sharks.
Remnants of an ancient past. They dive and they rise.
Okay, so let's take a look at the mako shark. The short fin mako shark is a large predatory shark that lives in the open ocean. Sharks can have lengths of 12 feet and weights of at least 1,200 pounds. With top speeds of 45 miles per hour, the short fin mako is the fastest shark and is one of the fastest fishes on the planet. Sharks are apex predators. If you're unfamiliar with this term, it just means that they are top predators. They do not have any predators of their own within their ecosystem. An unusual favorite meal of mako sharks is swordfish. I don't blame them. I like swordfish as well. Mako sharks are not only prized by sport fishermen, they are also considered a valuable shark for shark finning, just like we saw in the video. Also, Since mako sharks are opportunistic, they will attack schooling fish that have been caught in fishing nets.
This is by far my favorite shark. I don't know
And
why, but this
oh,
is
I
my
was just going to
favorite.
ask you why. You just like the way he looks?
It's because they're fast. They're like little fast great whites. I think that's kind of cool.
Yes, like a race car.
The short-fin mako is a highly evolved swimmer.
What
It
makes
takes the title among
these
sharks
the
for the
fastest
fastest burst
sharks in the
speeds.
ocean?
But how exactly does the mako compare? Let's
I can see why you like that mako shark. All right, let's take a look at the hammerhead. Experts have identified 10 living shark species in the hammerhead family. Though many sharks are solitary creatures, scalloped hammerheads form schools. And you know what that means. If they're forming a school, there are many of them. Hammerheads have superior depth perception when compared to other sharks. Unfortunately, that advantage comes at a cost. Since their eyes are so far apart, hammerheads suffer from a large blind spot at the tip of their snouts. Hammerheads are aggressive hunters, feeding on smaller fish, octopus, squid, and crustaceans. They do not actively seek out human prey. And then the basking shark. Basking sharks, are the second largest fish in the world. Adults can grow between 6 to 8 meters long, and their mouths can open to 1 meter wide. They have tiny hooked teeth and gill rakers that they use when they filter feed. Like the megamouth shark, these giants only eat small things like plankton and small invertebrates. Because of this, they don't have to hunt for prey. Instead, when they feed, they swim with their mouth wide open to catch anything that's in their way. Their gills will then filter out the water that was taken in. Large sawfish, large-toothed sawfish is one of the largest fish on the planet. It can grow over 6.5 meters in length, but the most interesting thing about them is their saw-like rostrum, which has a number of functions. It has electrosensitive pores that allow sawfish to detect movement of their prey on the sea floor. And their saw can also be used as a tool for digging to look for crustacea. So here's one of the strangest sharks of all time.
Hey guys, it's Chris. From prehistoric shark fossils, we still that are
Okay. Let's take a look at some weird sharks. We've seen this one, the megalodon. It means big tooth, which is fitting for this species since it's the largest shark.
Do we even know if the megalodon actually existed?
Yes,
Well,
it did.
I was going to say, what have we learned so far? Do you remember, Lucas? So it's a prehistoric shark, isn't it? Megalodon.
Yeah, but it does. But do we actually know that existed
Well,
back then?
Well, take a look here. Let's look at this next sentence. It says little is known about their biology, but we can tell based on the fossil record. So that means they have found fossils. So that is evidence that they did exist. So in the fossil records that show that they could grow to 21 meters long, about 4 times bigger than a great white, and consumed a ton of food every day. So that, I hope that answers your question that yes, they did exist. Here's the ornate wobbegong. The ornate wobbegong has evolved to look like a patch of corals. Take a look at the picture. Its unusual body coloration helps it camouflage while it waits for prey. Yoshi, did you have something?
No.
This is important because they're ambush predators, meaning that they stay in one spot and wait for prey to come to them. The appendages around their mouth helps in luring prey. Once their prey is close enough, they quickly snatch it with their powerful jaws. Larger prey items can be held in a wobbegong's mouth for days until they die. Oh, poor things. Who remembers the shark in Finding Nemo? Uh-huh. Let's take a little clip. Take a look at a clip from Finding Nemo.
As long as anyone could remember, Lenny was a different kind of shark.
I don't know how else to say this to you, Lenny. You see something, you eat it, period. That's what sharks do.
That looks fun too. All right, it's project time. And so this week you'll get a chance to see how to write your own informational book. So Kiyoshi?
All right. Well, this week, since we learned about everything sharks, I wrote my book called Everything Shark 101.
Good title.
Thank you. So, of course, in the beginning of the book, first thing you need is some paper, a couple of pencils, crayons, coloring utensils, and your imagination. So, of course, page 1, you'll have your title page, of course. So, put your title in big, bold letters and have a nice little illustration to show people what the book will be about. Then you'll have page 2, and you can just jump right in there because this is an info book. Of course, any good book has a great grand illustration and then some information about what the topic either of the book is or of that page. So I wrote this page on great white sharks, and you can see some of the information we learned from this session is all reflected in page 1. And of course, we have our big scary jaws. Then I decided to write a section on hammerheads. So of course, I draw a picture of a hammerhead and I wrote down what we learned. And same for the mako shark. And took my favorite bits of information from each. And like I said, just draw a really cool picture and staple them together. And your book should look something like this.
Hey, Kiyoshi, you get an A+ for that work.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You've got all the features that you should have in a good informational book.
Yep. And formatting is key. So leave yourself enough room to get all the words in and
Yeah, and if
Forget
you
about the
remember
information.
about the different features in information books, you can have fun facts. You could have an index. And what are some of the other features that you would find in an informational book? Anyone want to raise their hand and tell me what some of those might be?
Maybe like a graph or something.
Graphs are, yes, that's a good feature. What do you find in the very beginning of a book that tells you where to go if you wanted to find out about hammerheads, for example?
A table of contents.
The table of contents, yeah, that's a text feature that's important for your readers. What else? Can you think of anything else?
The intro.
Say it again.
The introduction.
An introduction, so then your readers know what they're going to learn. Good job.
Conclusion. Or an ending. Or whatever.
Yeah, you can put an ending, and you could do some of the text in bold, and you could have a glossary at the end. So anyway, just throwing out some other ideas for your informational book. And I know that some of you out there have written informational books with me in class. All right, nice work, Kiyoshi.
Thank you.
Okay, so that ends this week's class. And what have we got next week?
Next week we have we got the slow guys, turtles.
Ooh.
So turtles
now-
also means we get into a little bit about jellyfish, and
Turtles are really cool.
I
So
agree.
that'll be fun. That'll be really fun.
Another Finding Nemo scene.
They're really cool.
What do you like about them? Lucas, what do you like about them?
I like sea turtles because, like, I don't know. I just think they're like really cool.
They are cool. All right. Well, have fun writing your informational books. If you get it finished and want to upload it to the Trident Treats website, we would love to see it. And have a great week ahead. And we'll see you next Wednesday to learn all about
Bye.
turtles. Bye.